Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take the source material you send us and, well, we explore the most valuable insights hidden inside. Think of it as your shortcut to getting really well informed.
Yeah, absolutely. And for this deep dive, you've given us some interesting stuff, excerpts from an 80-minute conversation. It's all digging into the June 2025 updates from OnPassive.
That's right. We've got pieces looking specifically at the refresh they announced for their ecosystem. And these things they're calling technology tables, plus a pretty significant update to how commissions work.
Okay. So our mission today seems pretty clear then. We need to unpack the key info from this, quite long conversation and help you figure out the significance of these changes, what it all signals for OnPassive moving forward.
Definitely. And the core idea, the one really hammered home in the source material, is that June 2025 isn't just, another month. They're presenting it as a really critical turning point, positioning OnPassive less like just a company launching stuff and more like this global movement. Powered by artificial intelligence, shifting from that foundational build-up phase into what they're calling bold global execution.
Bold global execution.
Okay, right. So let's unpack that. Where
Yeah.
does the source say this big shift actually starts? What's the foundation?
Well, the conversation puts a lot of weight on the infrastructure first. It talks about a massive transformation of the core OnPassive ecosystem, the OES.
Okay, massive transformation. So not just minor tweaks then. They're saying OES 2.0 architecture means something deeper has changed.
Exactly. The source suggests it's way beyond just, cosmetic stuff. It sounds like several core products got rebuilt or seriously upgraded, like at the architectural level.
Okay, like which ones? Does the source get specific about why those particular products needed a rebuild right now?
It does mention O Connect, for instance. That's apparently been rebuilt with new live streaming capabilities, interactive moderation tools, and enhanced multilingual support, too. The why seems connected to enabling, well, higher engagement and a much broader global reach for how users communicate and run events.
Okay, so serious upgrades for OConnect. Sounds like a push for more dynamic, more global interactions right there on the platform. What about other key tools?
O Wallet, their payment system, that's also been enhanced. The source highlights features like dynamic commission tracking, secure withdrawals, and this sounds important, integrated regional processors. That could mean easier, maybe faster transactions around the world.
Right, addressing potential payment bottlenecks
Seems like it.
and dynamic commission tracking right in the wallet. That sounds interesting. Especially thinking about the commission changes. What about on the business side of things? Any updates there?
Yeah, for business intelligence and productivity, OTracker and Odesk are mentioned. They're supposed to offer real-time feedback and analytics now. And the design philosophy guiding all this, according to the source, is human-centered. Big focus on simplicity and automation. There's actually a key quote. Every product talks to each other.
Every product talks to each other. That quote really stands out, doesn't it? It implies a much more integrated system, maybe even like an automated user experience where data just flows seamlessly between all the different tools.
That integration seems absolutely key, yeah. And it leads us straight into what they're calling the new OnPassive tables. This seems to be the AI infrastructure backend that generated quite a bit of buzz in the conversation we looked at.
Ah, the tables.
Yeah.
Okay, this sounds like where the AI really takes center stage. The source describes them as autonomous data tables. What does that actually mean in practice based on what they said?
Right. Autonomous data tables. And they link every user activity to performance insights. The source details that things like product performance, commission history, client behavior, even communication channels. They're now stored, predicted, and this is the key part, activated through these tables.
Stored, predicted, and activated. Okay, wait. That sounds like a lot more than just a fancy database.
It does. The CEO is quoted saying something like, "It's like having a living spreadsheet that not only knows your business, it advises it."
Wow.
Yeah, that quote really underlines the analytical layer that's powered by AI here. It's not just passive storage, it's an active system. It's analyzing patterns, potentially feeding insights back to users, or maybe even automating actions based on the data.
Okay, advises it is a strong phrase. So this AI infrastructure is essentially connecting all the dots, all the user activity, product performance, and drawing conclusions from it.
That's definitely the implication from the source material, yes.
Yeah.
And this level of autonomous data management ties directly into the question everyone seems interested in: commissions.
Right, the part everyone wants to hear about. How do these AI tables connect to the commission structure updates discussed in the source?
Well, the automation part of these tables seems heavily applied to the new commission distribution model they announced for June. Payments are now scheduled 3 times a month, according to the source, specifically on the 5th, 15th, and 25th, and it's all processed through O-Wallet.
3 times a month. That's a specific rhythm.
Yep.
And the commission structure itself. The source mentioned different layers, things like founder's bonus, reseller commission, and global pool sharing. What did the conversation tell us about those?
Yeah, the source lists those as the different components, but the key insight, I think, from the conversation is how the distribution actually works across those layers.